What is time? Time is a concept that is very important to us. As people, we all feel like there isn't enough time in life. Going to doctors or work would be difficult without the concept of time or a clock. What is time? Time is an illusion, it does not exist. Some of this presentation will be based off of fact, but most of it will be speculation. I will ponder possibilities, and hopefully this will inspire you to think on a deeper level than watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Time is something the human race has invented. Time does indeed flow at different rates in different spots of the cosmos. Take our satellites in the sky, for example. The internal clocks in them have to be adjusted individually because of the rate of the time flow. When you are standing next to large objects, the flow of time is slightly slower. Every person standing away is actually moving slightly faster through time. Granted, this is unnoticeable to us. It is reported that astronauts have returned from missions with signs of slight accelerated aging. It is also theorized that as you move closer toward a singularity or black hole, time is greatly affected. Noah from the Bible was said to be around 600 years old. It sounds inconceivable, doesn't it? Well, what if these people back then had a different concept of time? In their terms, Noah is 600 years old. In our terms, he is 60. Think of it like cat years and dog years. I believe they say that for every human year is the equivalent of 7 dog years. It's the exact same thing. Here's where it is going to get weird. Is it possible that everything that will happen has already happened? How do homing pigeons always know how to find their way back to their homes? We simply don't know. They don't do it by sight. We have blindfolded them. They don't do it by smell. We have plugged their noses. They don't miraculously possess the ability to remember complex patterns. We had mobile coops where the birds were released and the trucks would continue to drive in several different directions. I'm sure you know what I'm going to say next. They found their way home. Is it possible that these birds never left the coop? The birds are experiencing time differently. They might be able to view the future and or the past. They also know where home is because they never even left. Ever notice how your pet stares at nothing? They stare as if something interesting is right in front of them. Cats will even move their heads back and forth as if tracking something that isn't even there. Have you also ever wondered how your pet always knows when you're going to be home, and they're right there waiting for you at the door? It's perfectly realistic that certain people can have certain abilities, like being empathic, which is when you can sense the feelings of others, or having precognitive abilities, which is when a person sees visions or dreams about events that will unfold in the future. I know these things exist. I have witnessed them on many occasions. I used to think the stuff was ridiculous until I watched a bright white light emanate from my wife's chest, and it acted like an EMP device where it shut off electronics like our TV and computer. These abilities could be a person that experiences time just a little bit differently than the rest of us. Astral projection could be another example. Astral projection is when you are in one place, but you are also in another at the exact same time. There are many documentations of people who have been on the cusp of death having out-of-body experiences. Perhaps that relates as well. You know what else doesn't exist? Direction. Gravity keeps us centered on this planet. Gravity exists. It's what keeps you from floating away into the coldness of space. But there is no up or down, and there is no left or right. It just is. Down to us is still going to be down to the person standing on the opposite end of the earth. I'm sure you all have noticed that time seems to fly when you are having fun, but drag on miserably when you are bored. It's like Einstein's theory of relativity. When you place your hands on a hot plate, a second can feel like an hour. But when you place your hands on a hot woman, an hour can feel like a second. Ever notice when you were a kid that riding the school bus in the morning is considerably shorter than riding the bus home? What is time? Time simply is your own perception of the events unfolded. Now we go deeper into the lunatic fringe. I'm sure you are all familiar with the concept of extraterrestrial life, or aliens. Is it possible that these aliens are actually us? They are the future evolution of the human race. When you look at typical depictions of aliens, you will notice certain features. They all have very large heads with very small and skinny bodies, and usually have pure black eyes. The black eyes could possibly be explained by evolution. They needed to adapt to changing climates of the Earth, or perhaps they needed to shield their eyes from the blinding lights of nuclear explosions. Their heads could be bigger because of the evolution of the human brain. Surely these beings must have been extremely intelligent. Their bodies are so small because they no longer need to be so physical in life. They never need to lift a couch or work a construction job. They have technology that will do all of this for them. I do not subscribe to any of these ideas, just merely pondering the nature of reality. I hope I've made you do the same.